Peace and blessings. Watch this. According to Trump, your money problems are a figment of your imagination. Just listen to this.
Are people saying they're anxious about the economy? Why are they saying that?
I don't know that they are saying. I think polls are fake. We have the greatest economy we've ever had. We will have over $20 trillion come into our economy, and it's largely because of my election.
Now, interesting enough, it's all a figment of your imagination. The economy is great. There's no inflation, according to Donald Trump, a billionaire who has invited all his billionaire friends and his administration. Listen to him tell you there's virtually no inflation.
Almost no inflation. We're down now to 2%, and we'll be at maybe 1%. You want to always stay above 1%, actually. You want a little tiny bit of inflation.
Again, I don't know how people can just trust these people, but we're going to run through a video of where Trump is. This left-right paradigm, theatrical performance, is a deception. It doesn't exist. There is no honest, fair system of justice where honorable people care about telling the truth or offering you honest statistics. That doesn't exist. This is all theatrics to coerce the illusion of choice through participation, which is really people who are spiritually blind worshiping the beast system, because it requires your trust. You have to believe everything that these Freemasonic puppets who are working with the Rothschilds and the Vatican and all these people are telling you. Now, let's just listen to this.
I know you know this, for voters in New Jersey, New York, Virginia. I know you've been all over the affordability issue today and for the last several months. Eggs, gas, a dinner cost for Thanksgiving way down. But other things, as you noted, have gone up. Beef, coffee.
Well, first of all, nothing has gone down. If they raise the price of things 300% and they bring it down 0.5%, it's still high above what it should be. But not even that. I mean, it's just the obvious. If you check his True Social account, the economy is down. There's no inflation. Everything is good. And we might check out a short video I did, but let's just listen.
Auto repairs. Is this a voter perception issue of the economy, or is there more that needs to be done by Republicans on Capitol Hill or done in terms of policy? More than anything else, it's a con job by the Democrats. They're saying, they just have to say, they put out something, say today costs are up.
So now it's a con job. Here we go with the left-right paradigm, which it doesn't exist. It's all the one party with playing different theatrical roles, moving towards the same agenda. It's a dialectic. They script the villain so that they can script their false hero. And people who are lost, they only think within the deception. This entire system that they're promoting is an illusion. And they don't want you to think outside of it, which is why you have to have faith in Christ. You must be born again. This system, politics in general, exploits those who seek a worldly identity, right? Because they're led of their flesh, pride, ego, vanity, greed, status, popularity, do whatever they have to do to preserve the narratives. Because if you shatter their paradigm and you reveal to them that, you know what, the world that you think within is a lie, then they can't get their pride validated from these little labels and all this affiliations that they have through the political rhetoric. And it's all a deception.
They feed it to the anchors of ABC, CBS, and NBC, and a lot of other, and CNN, and et cetera. And it's like a standard. I'll never forget they had used a word like manufactured. Do you remember the word manufactured? It's a manufactured economy. Nobody uses it.
I've been telling people for years, the economy, first of all, there's no pure capitalism, because the Fed, and big corporations and all that go hand in hand. They're creating monopolies. They use crisis like the COVID 2020 to destroy supply chain and destroy companies where small companies cannot compete with larger companies who were bailed out by the government, while everybody else had to be locked down and couldn't make profit, and companies went underwater. The big companies continued because they were bailed out, and all that. And that's what this is about: centralizing power, only establishing big corporations to promote government agendas and so forth. The technocracy that's coming out right now with the Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg, Elon Musk, Sam Altman, Bill Gates, all these people have private equity, BlackRock, and the new system. So they want the old system to fail. And that's why they're tanking the economy that we deal within, the theoretical economy, that they want us to believe that this tariffs is a real thing. But here's the issue with tariffs. It's not real. You can't prove that. I mean, the idea and concept of tariffs is real, but it assumes that there's a fair, honorable system and not just this collusion of world leaders to push the global worldwide agenda. We know that's happening. Now, they're promoting idealism. They want you to believe that there are representatives who actually care about your interests over their collusion for wealth and status. They want you to believe that. Let's continue.
Is that word? Every anchor, broker, manufactured, they do exactly what they say. It's such a rigged system. So are you ready? Costs are way down. Gasoline is going to be hitting $2 pretty soon, or around $2. Gasoline is at $2.7.
So costs are way down. So your energy bills, it's a figment of your imagination. They're not going up because through Project Stargate and BlackRock having private equity and utility companies, that bill is not high. You're just misreading it, right? Because you're really paying for the data centers. They're passing the cost on to consumers so that they're jacking up. Yeah, you've lowered your costs and your expenditures. Your bills are still going up. Insurance still going up. Cost of living, food, property taxes, hyperinflation, because they want to tank the economy that we live in to prepare for this blockchain, AI governance, social credit system with digital ID, where it's 100% compliance. Everything is tokenized, programmable currencies that expire, a subscription-based society that they can lock you out at any time for non-compliance.
Now, and it was at $4.50 under Biden, under Sleepy Joe. When gasoline comes down, when energy comes down, and everybody agrees energy's down, we're drilled, drill, baby, drill. We're going like wild. We produce more gasoline, oil and gas in the last month than we ever have before, by far. And we're going to also end up filling up the national strategic reserves, which were taken out by Biden in order to try and win an election. Didn't work out too well. They tapped in. That's supposed to be for war, for national emergency, not to get.
So are you saying that voters are misperceiving how they feel, or?
So when I took over, you remember?
Because you said Biden did that too, because he was saying things were great, but things weren't great.
It's synonymous, Biden and Kamala, because you didn't know who the hell was campaigning. I mean, it got to a point. So I was up by 20 points on Biden.
Everything they're doing is selling you the left-right paradigm. It's one side or the other. And meanwhile, while people were having their pride and their identity and choosing a side, the entire system, the entire governmental system, which is Freemasonic, is moving you into the B system infrastructure where AI governance, digital ID, and blockchain technology will have total control over your lives. No personal sovereignty, no rights, no freedoms. You'll own nothing, and you'll be happy if you're spiritually dead. Now, I want to check out something. I want to show you something about what Trump says about the economy that is obviously not true. So let me share my screen because I want you all to see just how elaborate the lies and deceptions really are. So let's go here. Y'all bear with me. I'm doing this off the cuff here, trying to make shorter videos.
Right. When I will immediately bring prices down starting on day one.
Starting the day I take the oath of office, I will rapidly drive prices down and we will make America affordable again. Prices will come down. You just watch. They'll come down and they'll come down.
See that? All this rhetoric. Prices are coming down. They're going to come down fast.
We will rapidly defeat inflation. We're going to bring your prices down. Vote Trump and your incomes will soar. Your net worth will skyrocket. Your energy.
The prices for groceries, the prices for standard groceries, standard things were going through the roof. They couldn't live. And now those prices are coming down. So call them groceries, but that's down. Energy's down. And
means your groceries will be cheaper. It'll also bring your grocery bill way down. I have more complaints on grocery, the word grocery. Yeah.
Your energy bill is rising because BlackRock is having you pay for their data centers. Project Stargate. Stop believing the lies. Repent and believe the gospel.
When I will immediately.
Yep, there it is, y'all. We've been trying to tell y'all exactly what's going on. It's clear as day. But let's continue this. Listen to this elaborate hoax.
Are people saying they're anxious about the economy? Why are they saying that?
I don't know that they are saying. I think polls are fake. We have the greatest economy we've ever had. We have number.
No,
And they said,
now notice what he said. Polls are fake. The same polls that they try to sell you to believe are real. Now they're telling you they're fake. What's really going on? We know what's going on. Why people trust the world, why people think that these people care about you, that they actually are going to give you the option to influence their scripted selection process. That's insane. If you believe the Bible, you know you're not supposed to conform to the world, trust the world, love the world, seek friendship with the world, conformity to the world, or be concerned with the affairs of this life. We understand that the power of the gospel is transformative to change the heart and give the spirit of God within the believer, that everything and how they interact in life, how they treat people, how they raise families, build communities, conduct businesses, everything is now expressed through the love of God, where we love and serve each other, where we do things according to God's purposes. And that's how we do that. That's God changing us. The change does not come from the system. It comes from the believer. That's why we preach the gospel. That's why we preach the word to those who don't have a seared conscience to reject the truth.
all right, let's get him out. We'll put a new one. This never happened to anybody. All of a sudden, they have somebody new. And they had the 6-week honeymoon, which was standard in the world of politics. You get a little honeymoon. And she had her little honeymoon, but then eventually people got to know her, too. And then they had the 60 Minutes catastrophe where they,
all drama, all reality show rhetoric that you have to trust and believe just to feed the people who love the world and who seek to feed their ego and have this prideful identity. Most people just love Make America Great Again. When was it great again for everybody? It wasn't. It was always a privileged class of classism. And then you get the identity politics, which is through social engineering to get people fighting each other so that they are distracted and deflecting away from the collusion of the entire government within the world system to promote beast system. Now, they're promoting this under false religion. That's why the Vatican is involved. That's why conservatism and the counterfeit Christianity in name only is not biblical, and it's not Christianity. They're just using the labels, misrepresenting the Bible to promote this deception, the satanic agenda as some kind of peace and safety, as some kind of fake solution. People need to wake up.
changed her answer.
Housing costs are still out of reach. And another thing that your administration is trying to tackle, many Americans, the average age of first-time home buyers are now up to age 40, which is sad. The country you and I grew up in.
I inherited that. Look, you have to understand.
Right, but let me get to the question, though, because your housing director has proposed something that has enraged your MAGA friends, which is this 50-year mortgage idea. So a significant MAGA backlash, calling it a giveaway to the banks and
50-year mortgages, 15-year car notes, basically you own nothing, making everything turning you into a debt slave forever, because they're really transitioning the economy into this social credit system where you can be put off for non-compliance in anything. Like, check out my video. I'm gonna do a video about digital ID probably after this, a short video just like this one for those who don't like the long form.
simply prolonging the time it would take for Americans to own a home outright. Is that really a good idea?
It's not even a big deal. I mean, you go from 40 to 50 years, and what it means is you pay something less from 30. That some people had a 40, and then now they have a 50. All it means is you pay less per month. You pay it over a longer period of time. It's not like a big factor. It might help a little bit. But the problem was that Biden did this. He increased the interest rates, and I have a lousy...
Understand you're paying significantly more interest that's going to translate into a lot more money over a lot more time. Not the fact that the job insecurity, people are losing jobs. They're destroying industry with AI, automation, robotics, and all this other stuff that's taking jobs, removing the human element. The trickle-down effect is not working, because when you bail out these billionaires, they're just investing in robotics and artificial intelligence to make sure that less and less skilled workers are needed to support the economy.
Fed person who's going to be gone in a few months, fortunately. I have a guy too late, Jerome Powell, we call him too late. He was too late in everything, except when it came to before the, the so-called Democrat election, which didn't work. But we're going to get interest rates down. But even with interest rates up, the economy is the strongest it's ever been. You asked me, just to go back to the beginning of your question, you talked about prices. We're down on energy. We're down on interest rate. Interest rates are down despite the Fed. Now, if we had a normal person at the Fed would have really low interest rates, and we will soon have that. We'll have somebody that's.
Then why are people saying they're anxious about the economy? Why are they saying that?
I don't know that they are saying. I think polls are fake. We have the greatest economy we've ever had. We will have over $20 trillion come into our economy, and it's largely because of my election, but it's also largely because of tariffs. Even the tariff thing, it's such a disgrace. I'm watching them saying, well, no money would have to be paid back because it's not that much. It's trillions and trillions of dollars would have to be paid back.
If the Supreme Court rules against the tariffs.
It would be a disaster for our country. Now, will I do something? I'll figure something out because I do. That's what I do in life. I figure things out.
Again, that's all it is. It's a planned deception. They know what they're doing. So I'm going to quickly go here, and I want you to see these two articles, and then we're going to wrap this up because I wanted to keep this short. So there's an article, Billionaire Trump tells Americans their money problems don't exist, and we just heard it straight from him. And look at this. Interesting enough, White House says October jobs reports, when they shut down the government, inflation data may never be released, just like the Epstein files. You're never going to know what happened because this is a new fiscal year, and this is when they're cloaking their transition and their deception. And they're saying, well, you just won't know. Even though the IRS still works, the FBI still works, they're still collecting money. Government officials, high-level Congress people still getting paid. So there is still data. They're just not giving it to you, just like they don't give you anything forthcoming. They want you to sell you this illusion and sell you a dream that you have to be asleep to believe. The American dream is the American nightmare. So peace and blessings, and I'm out of here, y'all. Peace.